It's the Chelley Roy Show. It's the Chelley Roy Show. It's the Chelley Roy Show, and it's going down. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn. You can laugh, you can learn. Chelley Roy, it's your turn.
Good evening. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the Chelley Roy Show. I am your host, Chelley Roy, and we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. I pray that you guys are continuing to stay safe and sanitized. I pray that you guys are having a great week so far. Before I kick off the show, I'd like to start with thanking our sponsors. The Chelley Roy Show is sponsored by Built on Survival Skills Apparel. We're also sponsored by Liquid Lipo, where you could lose up to 1 pound a day. I'd also like to thank my makeup artist, Miss Amber Singletary, and my photographer, Mr. Steven Tucker. So you guys stay tuned, don't go anywhere, because up next we have Mr. Eddie Van, Miss Tyra Levone, and Miss Tomika Jackson. You guys stay tuned after the break.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. Show it what you want, show it what you need. My run game, we ain't never leave.
Hey guys, it is your girl Chelley from the Chelley Roy Show. I want to wish you and your family a happy holiday. The Chelley Roy Show is partnering with the Madness Shop for our holiday gift giveaway. You guys stay tuned for instructions on how to win. The winners will be announced on December 15th on the Chelley Roy Show. So you guys be sure to tune in. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Chelley Roy Show. I am your host, Chelley Roy, and my first guest is an icon in the community, to our culture. You guys help me welcome Mr. Eddie Van from the Madness Shop. Welcome.
Glad to be here.
Welcome, welcome. It's an honor, for sure. Super glad to have you here. Like I said before, bringing you into the show. Madness has been around for forever, since the 1980s. You guys are not only a pillar in the community, an icon to the community and the culture. So thank you for that. Thank you for the name, and thank you for doing so much for the community and the culture. So I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you allowing us to be here tonight. And it's been a pleasure and an honor to serve our community like we've been doing it and like we're going to continue to do. And pretty much is what it is with us.
I love that.
Hard work and dedication give results, and that's one of our mottos. And that's pretty much what we thrive and work toward doing.
I love that, and that's a great thing. And so many people are looking up to you guys, and I know we're here to also, you know, do the Christmas giveaway and the give back. And I know so many people responded, and so many people are looking forward to being recipients of the apparel again, because you guys have been around for forever. You know, I remember back in the day when I was in high school, like everybody wanted to get a piece of the madness, and that still rings true to today. So that's important, really important.
Well, I'm glad to know that they still reaching for us. They still checking for us, you know what I mean?
You being modest.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is. It definitely is.
It's a good thing. And our goal is to try to innovate and create. And that's from the mind, body, and soul. So some of the things that we do is to uplift individuals in all that we do. We created a lot of things through the struggle of bad times and good times.
Yeah.
And through that, created who we are today. And understanding the bad and being able to deal with the good, you know what I mean? It's a up and hill battle through all that we do. But it's been a good ride. It's been a good for all the bad. It's been a lot of good. It's been a lot of good, you know what I mean? Because through the shirts that we've done, people that know of us and know about us, there's a shirt that I dread doing. And those "We Miss You" shirts. Over the years, you know what I mean, it was like people used to wait in line to get them. I never wanted the business of doing a "We Miss You" shirt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And our goal was to always try to have something happy, but that's not life. So through all the adversities, the sad days and the good days, we're just glad to have a day. And we've been very fortunate to be able to linger on and be around. And they still checking for us right now today.
Absolutely.
So it's a true blessing.
That is a great thing. So tell me a little bit more about yourself and who Eddie Van is and what's your story.
Well, my story is an untold story.
Okay.
And pretty fortunate. Born and raised Washingtonian. Born here, I'm gonna die here, and so on and so on. And I'm gonna keep on going until I can't go no more. That's my theory. My other thing I always say, it works if you work it. If you don't work it, it don't work. So that's been another thing that I always say. And I guess it's like this little thing they do on Facebook. This like if they say you come out the house and you ask an old joke or something, he gonna say, "How you doing today?" "I was doing good yesterday," and so forth and so on. But that's just us. We just keep on trying, keep on pulling at it until we get to where we need to be. And through this new age and all that I see going on with the industry, with the clothing line, the up and coming individuals that do what they do, I really like what I see because some of them are really putting their heart and souls and mind. It's very easy just to try to throw something out there, but some of these guys have really put in some work, and we've been very blessed to have some very creative individuals on our team over the years. I am not an artist.
Okay. So no, that's a perfect segue because I was going to ask you about the creativity of the brand. But before we go there, how did you guys come up with the name Madness? Where did that come from?
That's a regularly asked question, and nobody ever seems to believe it. But it came up in a meeting. And we were all sitting at the table 2 days before we had to literally go and sign up for our business. And we wanted a name. We had business before we had a name.
Yeah.
So we needed a name, and everybody was at the table, and we had all these different names: Uplift, Come This and that and another. So we just said, let's take a break. And the last thing we wrote down was Madness through the names that we were throwing out at each other. And so when we sat back down after the lunch, I said, connect this with the Madness, and then it came up with the Madness connection. So we took it downtown.
Gotcha.
Because we were already involved in business before we got a business. We used to vendor out of our trunk of our car.
Gotcha, old
so
school.
We pretty much flat-footed. You name it, we were there.
Okay.
Current events, we were on it. So it was
no, that's
pretty
a
much,
good thing.
Pretty much, keeping our ear to the ground. Every go-go, every event in town, we pull up. We pulling up. We gonna do what we do out that trunk: hats, shirts, socks, this and that and another. So we pretty much had a fair following, but never to the point of where we thought this would go.
You exceeded it. Yeah.
30 years, 35 years later.
That's amazing.
That wasn't the plan at the time. Our plan literally was hair care. We were in the, I said,
really?
Yeah, hair care. Hair care was, that's probably when I had no hair
go
today.
So let's take a step back. So first off, I can believe that that's how you guys came up with the name, because a lot of times you do have to get to where you're going, strategize and having strategy meetings. So I can believe that. I know you said you probably wouldn't believe it, but I can believe that. And with regards to you basically saying that you guys had a business before there was a business, you guys are old school, you know, vending and having merchandise out of the trunk. That's old school. A lot of people aren't really used to that kind of work. That requires a lot of work.
Well, they're doing the same thing now. What they literally say is what they call them pop-ups.
Pop-ups,
or trunk shows. Before the trunk show, we was the trunk. And we were showing. So I said, damn, they took our name, Trunk Show. And we've been hustling out of the trunk for many years. But
So talk to me about the creativity. Like what goes into the creativity? Do you have a team for that? How do you guys come up with like the designs? Like, for instance, when I was in the shop not too long ago, I heard you telling one of the customers that a lot of the people are coming in and asking for like the 1985. So to continue that, which kind of started when you guys started, you guys are adding more to it so that you can kind of combine the old with the new. Like, how does that work with the creativity?
Well, pretty much simplicity. It's the individual knows what they want. They tell us what they want, and we do what they ask them to do.
Okay.
And we put our flavor to it and our twist to it. But for the most part, individuals usually have the direction that they want to send us in. So what we actually do is
so you guys do customization?
Oh, customization without a doubt. We still do the customization, but we focus in more on now trying to keep it in a more creative form and fashion of what we want to do, and so an individual can bite on what we're doing and set the presence and the mode. And sometimes it works and sometimes it don't.
Right.
And that's just the nature of doing business. I mean, because if everything we thought of would actually work, we probably wouldn't be sitting here with you now. So.
No, that's a good point. Yeah. So I know you guys have the storefront, and in addition to the storefront, I know you talked about back in the day, you know, selling your merchandise out of your trunks. Are you guys doing pop-ups, or what do you guys do outside of the storefront?
Well, we've been involved over the years into the production, promotion, family members involved in construction. We do a whole lot of different things that actually bring all of it together as one. So, and we literally started out, like I said, with that hair care business that didn't evolve to what we thought it should have been. And like everything else, we went from having hair grease and all this other chemicals and mess on the shelves, and we had a few T-shirts in the store. The T-shirts sold faster than the hair care product.
So, so you knew you had something.
Yeah, the math, though, no dough, the dough.
Yes.
So we had to go with the dough and get the other one out the store. And that was just pretty much, you know, simple mathematics, and then it ended up working out for us. And when you ask me about creativity is a side that I really have to say some of the artists that we use are real sharp. We got some real sharp artists. Got a brother that's a craft master. He's very crafty, and my brother, he does a lot of things, and we outsource a lot of things to some of the young artists.
Okay.
A lot of our work comes from the inner city artists, and they know who they are. I mean, if I start naming, I don't want to name because someone probably say, man, my dad can't say my name.
No, but that's fine. So for people who aren't aware of what outsourcing means, what do you mean by you guys outsource a lot?
It's like Google. You Google what you're looking for, what they looking for, and they come to me. And if I'm not capable of doing it, I make sure one of the other artists around town, which they are a lot of great artists around town that, you know, literally can get the job done.
Gotcha.
And that's pretty much how it works for us. I mean, some people just don't have the time, and we're going to take the time to make it.
I understand that.
So that's what we do.
So with all the great things you guys have going on with the creativity and the outsourcing, what would you say is next for Madness?
Well, I have a daughter that's very creative. I have several daughters, but I have one that's very, very creative and crazy, and she's mine. And she does a great job in the fashion industry. So she's somebody that's probably gonna just take over and take it to another level. That's her plan, and some things that I do, she probably would never do, and some things that she does, I'll probably never do. So we kind of
and that's good.
bump heads a lot, but it's in a good way. At the end of the day, we're gonna get done what need to be done. And she's really been pulling my head over this way. Come on, Dad. Come on, Dad. You know, we need to get to the 21st century and all this kind of nonsense. But yeah, to keep it 100, it's working what she's doing. It's just that me. I'm just a little stubborn. And
well, I think it'll create balance. Like you have the old school feel, you know what the generation wants, and then she has the newer generation feel.
But
so
I really
think
don't.
there's the balance. So.
I don't believe in that old school mess.
Yeah.
No, I'm a show school.
Show school.
I'm
okay.
a show school. Old school. I ain't wearing no fat daddies. I ain't doing none of that.
Okay.
So with that old school, if that's what they want to say and do, I'm with the new age thing.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna keep it grooving. You know what I mean? So that's one of my goals in life, and I'm not trying to wear all. I ain't gonna wear them super tight, but I'm gonna wear them right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna do
I
that,
love
man.
that.
But yeah.
Well, let's give the people what they came here for. I know you
without a
guys
doubt.
definitely do the holiday gift giveaway every year. And we actually did a video promo, and we encouraged some people to actually participate. So we had a lot of people participate on social media. So at this point, we want to go through all of the winners and announce the winners.
That'd be great. We'd love to give our
Okay.
ideas.
So do you mind telling the winners what they're going to win, and then I'll announce each of the winners,
Sure.
and you can let them know what they're going to win.
We have one of the shirts that everybody in this town that's from this town, that know this town. It was a great, great shirt for us, and it's been a great, great shirt for the group itself. It's called the butt shirt. It was really, really hot. I mean, EU doing the butt sugar bad man, great guy, man. My partner Ty, him, Larry, we love Bad, you know what I mean? He's a great giver, and that shirt there just, can't keep it. You know, it's always been hot. And then just if it's a little chilly, it's a hat to keep your head warm. And
I love it. And there's some great colors, some different color hats and t-shirts. So let's name the first winner. So the first winner came in from Instagram. Her name is Sydney Chandler Monet. And for all of the winners that we're calling off, you guys be sure to be in touch with the Madness Shop to collect your gift. And so Sydney Chandler Monet is our first winner from Instagram. Our second winner, who shared the post as well, is King Do the Artist from Facebook. We have another winner who also shared our program, is called Day Brown from Facebook. And the next winner is also from Facebook, Delmas Luther Jr. He actually shared the post as well. This next winner is from Instagram. She nominated someone in the community that she feels should be a recipient of the actual gift. And it's Perfect Timing Podcast. She says, a young woman entrepreneur who is using her platform to give back to the youth around the world. She's a future leader who recognizes that to be a change, you have to create it, which I thought was very powerful, very inspiring.
As well, very much so.
Yeah. And so the last winner is from Instagram as well, Shooting Future Stars. This person nominated Maya J. Pinson. She donates her time with the Ronald McDonald House, reading and playing with the sick and the shut-in kids, reads to children at the Children's National Hospital, frequent 3 senior citizens' homes, who lives by themselves to help them around the house with cleaning, washing their clothes, tutoring kids. This was very inspiring.
Very much
so. Again, thank you to all of you winners. You guys be sure to reach out to the Madness Shop to reclaim your gift. And Mr. Eddie Van, what are some of your success habits? I was going to say give your social media handles, but we're not there yet. So what would you say some of your success habits are?
I got a great team. My partners, people that my family members are, that I adore, I care to the utmost for, and I guess that's what holds us together. And at the end of the day, no money, no material things can't come before them, and family means everything to me, and We pretty tight knit. We pretty tight knit through all of them. It may seem, but at the end of the day, we gonna come together as one.
That's important.
And
that's
important. That's actually what holds us together.
I love that. That's important. And so, lastly, tell everybody what your social media handles are.
The Madness Shop. The Madness Shop. At oh God.
Instagram and
Instagram.
Facebook.
Yeah. www.universalmadness.com. There it is. It's all live for you, and we glad to see you. If you make, and we had 30. What is that? Oh God, I'm gonna give you the old address. No, we had 3641 Leonardtown Road, and Waldorf, Maryland, right now. And with potentials of moving wherever. When it pop up, we show up. So just keep your ears and eyes open to the social media platform, and we're glad to have you. Appreciate
you.
Got big deals going on for the holidays. Come on down and see us, 60 to 70% off. And if you said you heard this ad or saw this show today, we're offering a 60% off of anything you buy.
Wow.
Friday.
You guys heard?
Friday and Saturday. Anything you buy in the store, just Friday and Saturday. Don't come Sunday. Friday and Saturday, you get 60% off anything you buy in the store. If you said you heard this program and this interview.
On the Chelley Roy Show.
There you have it.
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Mr. Eddie Vance. You guys be sure to check out the Madness Shop. Again, if you mention the Chelley Roy Show, you'll get 60 to 70% off. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm wishing on a star.
Welcome back to the Chelley Roy Show. I am your host, Chelley Roy, and my next guest is here to promote her new album, Testimony. You guys help me welcome Miss Tyra Levone. Welcome. How are you?
Good. I'm so good. So good. So good.
It's good to see you. You looking pretty and beautiful
Yes.
as always.
We got our red popping.
I know.
Yes.
The red is where it's at.
Hey.
I absolutely love it.
Trying to embrace that.
It looks good on you.
Thank you.
It really, really
You
does.
as well.
Thank you. So let's get into all of this singer, writer, songstress. So tell everybody who Tyra Levone is and what's your story. Yeah.
How much time we got?
However much time you need.
Okay.
Let's
so,
get into it.
Tyra Levone. Tyra Levone is, as you said, many things.
Yes.
But in the music sector, I am that writer. I've been writing since I was elementary school, I want to say.
Yeah.
Started writing poems.
Okay.
Realized that I could
You had something.
turn them into music.
Yeah.
I come from a singing family, so my father was a singer, my cousins, aunts, everybody can sing. Some of them, I mean, I say everybody. Yeah, they'll start
You said
singing.
don't give them too much.
They'll
Huh?
start singing, honey. So, been in church all my life. I grew up there. My father was what they consider now the musical director. Pretty much that's what he was of the
Gotcha.
3 choirs in the church. So that was my life. So music is a big part of everything I do. My father played music all the time in the house. So
So grounded
that's it.
by the music,
Yeah,
the
very,
foundation.
very much.
I love that.
Yeah, music sets moods and
Yeah,
tones.
yeah,
for
and
your life.
you did that for me. I don't want to jump ahead because I definitely want to talk about that amazing concert series
Oh,
that you
thank you.
did. But before we do that, coming from a family of music and singers and writers and things of that nature, what would you say? What or who would you say inspires you to sing and write?
Life. Honestly, life.
The best teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wrote a lot about what surrounded me, no matter what it was. Happiness, sadness, laughter, loss,
Yeah.
pain,
Yeah.
fear. I can write about anything. So, and that's kind of how my poems started. It was me writing, my heart, the things that I felt, the things I struggled with,
Yeah.
things I saw, things I wanted, desired, So that's how
important.
it began. Yeah.
That's really important. So you don't write music. I mean, you write songs, but can you read and write music too?
Key music, you
Yeah.
mean, like instrumental music? Yes, I do. So I played piano for my church for 15 years.
That's good.
Most people don't know that I play. It was not something that I wanted to do. I was forced
Yeah.
to do it by my father, so I never really embraced it. And now I regret it
do.
in a lot of ways, but I mean, I can still play. I have a really strong ear. So I was able to kind of, fudge my way through playing because I can hear very well when it comes to
Right.
music notes, tones, anything, instruments. So
And that's why I asked you that, because a lot of people would think that because you can sing and, play certain music, you can read it. But like you
Yeah.
said, a lot of it is by
hearing.
sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's stronger in hearing than it is reading.
Yeah.
I know keys. I can read it on the notes, but I read it on the page. But to sit and actually play and read the music off a book, no, I could hear it faster and play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say your sound is? I know for me, when I heard your sound, it is the depths of your voice is so powerful. So for me, it has that blues,
Right.
that R&B, like that soulful sound.
Okay.
What would you say your sound is? How would you describe your sound?
Me. Really me. It's a, for me, it's a mood.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
sitting here. I'm
So it's
tired.
all of those things, depending
Yeah,
on your mood.
It's a
okay,
mood.
I
It's
can
a
see
mood.
that.
So I can't say, oh, it's jazz.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
It's R&B. It's whatever hits my spirit when I hit that stage. You know, I'm Tyra right here sitting talking to you, but when I hit that stage, I'm animal, out of control.
Yeah.
It is something that just rises up in you, and it's a story every time in my head when I'm singing. But the funny thing that I'm realizing now is that the story is always different.
Of course.
The narrative is different every single time that I perform. So, and it's a good feeling because it allows you to give a different perspective every time you sing a song.
So perfect segue into basically when you hit the stage, you just transform, like you said. So you just closed out a stellar concert series this past weekend, which was absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
At the Union District. Absolutely amazing. So before we get into what's next, how do you mentally prepare for a performance, yet alone a concert series? So we're talking about the mood, the experiences. So how does Tyra prepare for?
Preparation is not always preparation because sometimes it's just stress. You know, before a show, you have so many things that go into a show. You have the rehearsals, you have backgrounds, you have the musicians, and, you know, making sure everybody is on point and doing what they need to do. Everybody knows their part. You know, I would not be as successful as I am on stage if it was not for the musicians that play with me or the background singers who, you know, pour their heart out for hours, you know. So a lot of times preparation for me, most of the time really doesn't hit until the day before and the day of. The weeks prior to are stress. They really are because you're constantly, you know, I'm a perfectionist. So I don't want to get up on stage and give less than, you know, my best. So
I understand that.
For me, preparation the day of and day before is more just kind of collecting my peace. Just, you know, prayer, meditation, just kind of getting by myself, trying to stay off the telephone with people. No drama. You can't call me the day of my show with anything. I don't care what it is, unless you tell me something happened to my children.
That's important.
Don't call my phone with anything, because what happens is people pour all of that into your spirit, and then you got to step up there. Yeah, you take it on. I had to tell a cousin of mine one day. She called me crying. I was like, I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
I love you, and I'm gonna call you after. You know, it's just real. You have to kind of protect yourself before you perform. So.
But that's a true definition of self-love, though, and self-care. You have to put your needs and wants above everybody else.
It's on the song.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a song.
So it's just so much. Like the song, a part of me wants to ask you to just give us a little something, but then I'm thinking about your voice, because when I looked at one of your interviews, you talked about, you know, having surgery on your throat, and I instantly was like, oh my goodness, I'm not you, but I can only imagine perhaps there was trauma, perhaps there were a lot of fears trying to overcome that. But me in that moment, I'm like scared for you. Even when you were singing, I was just like, oh my God, I'm scared. Yeah. So how did you overcome that?
Yeah, prayer.
Yeah, amen.
Just reminding myself of the things that I've come through. You know, I always tell people, you're not going to anything, you're going through. You know, and you always have to keep that perspective in mind, that everything is a through. You know, I'm in this, but I'm going through it.
Yeah.
So surgery was really scary. Not being able to talk, you know, having someone tell you you can't whisper, but you can't talk. Whispering is more dangerous for a vocalist than talking is.
Wow.
So people always ask, you know, how does it affect your voice? And it's just every time you hit the stage wanting to just ball up because you're afraid your instrument will fail.
Yeah.
You know, whereas the piano's not going to fail, the guitar's not going to fail, drums are not going to fail, but a voice will fail. So learning how to breathe, using your diaphragm, Kegel. It's so much that goes into it. Now I have to take speech therapy. I have to take vocal coaching because growing up being just a natural singer from birth, I mean, I was singing as a little girl. But having parents and people around you who didn't really know, to send her to, you know, speech therapy, send her to a vocal coach to teach her how to breathe and use her diaphragm. Because I naturally have a deep voice, that grit is just there. That growl is there. But if you misuse that growl, it tears your vocal cords. So for me, coughing is an enemy.
Wow.
Laughing too loud or too hard is an enemy, you know. So even clearing my throat, it's like I have to.
You just have to be careful. You really are not only amazing, but you really are a walking testimony.
Oh,
hence
thank you.
the album. I get it.
Yeah.
I absolutely get it.
Thank you.
So if you can tell us what's next really quickly and then what your social media handles are, would it be too much to ask you to give us a little something leading us out to break?
Sure.
So,
I'll give you something.
do you have any upcoming projects you can tell us about really
Projects
quickly?
meaning
Any
music.
upcoming shows, music?
So the plan is for Valentine's Day, so
Okay.
look out for that.
Okay, we'll look out for that.
And as far as music, I have a new project coming out next year. March is the planned date. It's called Chronicles of Life.
Okay,
And as I said, it is a CD about declarations and decisions,
okay.
which I think we all need to make.
I can't
We
wait.
definitely need to
wait
make some
hear
decisions.
That. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. it's
So
awesome.
tell everybody what your social media handles are.
Social media handles are all things Tyra Levone, Levone, Tyra Levone, all social media, IG, Facebook, Twitter, and TyraLevone.com,
Yes.
and Tyra at TyraLevone.com is the email.
I love it. So you guys, please, please, please go check out her music, download everything. And we're going to go to a quick break, but Tyra is going to take us to commercial. So however you want to take us out, baby, just give us something.
Anything life sends me, hey, yeah, I'll keep stepping. No matter what comes my way, no matter how hard it hits me, hey, yeah, I'll keep stepping. Oh, don't it feel good? Hey, don't it feel good? Oh, why don't you just step with me? Yeah, step, step, step. Step out on life, yeah, yeah. Oh, why don't you just step, 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 step out on life.
Oh, man. Bless you. Bless you. We're going to go to a quick break, you guys, because I need to get myself together. Thank you,
Goodness.
Tyra.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm like, okay, what can I do?
Welcome back to the Chelley Roy Show. Again, I am your host, Chelley Roy, and my next guest is the CEO and founder of Girls Go Girl and Girl Go Rock. Help me welcome Miss Tomika Jackson. Welcome. Hey. You said hey.
Hey, that's that Georgia.
Yes, I absolutely love it. So it's so much to talk about. And thank you so much for coming here, for being on the show, for sharing your story. I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
So tell everybody who Tomika Jackson is and what's your story.
Well, Tomika Jackson, number one, I'm a woman of faith.
Amen.
Woman
amen.
of God.
Yes, say it. Say it. Amen.
Wife of one, mother of two. I pride myself in that over anything, any accomplishment that I've ever done. But most of my history of who I am and what I do is from the industry of media and entertainment. And so that's basically what I've been doing for my entire life since I stepped out in the world of the career field and the industry. And currently, right now, I serve as a freelance producer in the Metro Atlanta area, and I host my own TV show called Go Girls Rock.
I love that.
And the name of my media company is called Go Girl Media. So Go Girl, Go Media. So it's all about that Go Girl.
It really is.
A lot of people ask about what the Go Girl is.
So that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what your company does and talk to me about your company.
So a Go Girl,
Go
Girl, first and foremost, is a spirit and faith-filled woman who lives out the Great Commission, which is to simply go.
Amen.
Lives out the Great Commission by impacting through her career, her business, her industry, whatever it is in her everyday life. Lots of times women of faith have a hard time finding their place outside of the four walls of the church.
That is so true.
Especially when you were raised in the church like I was. A part of like my journey and my career was trying to figure out how I could do what I could do, how I could do that inside of the church. And I thought that was the only place that would make it like holy, is if I did something that had something to do with media in church. I didn't realize that, I could be who I was working in the media industry, which I started out my career in media in television and in television news. So now my whole purpose and my platform is about teaching women how to live it out, outside of the four walls of the church.
That is so important.
Yeah, it's very, very important.
Because like you said, there's always that struggle there.
Absolutely.
Not really sure if it's going to be accepted or frowned upon, especially with you being brought up in the church. You know what I mean? So that's really empowering that you're actually helping young women find that balance and that direction in doing so. Yeah,
because I thought that, I used to hear from people like, oh, over here you make Jesus great. You're not supposed to be like the show in front of the camera. You're not supposed to be the one in the forefront. And so I was doing everything that I could when I was within the confounds of, the church to always work in the background. Now, that wasn't necessarily a bad thing because when I started out my career in media as a producer. So producer is in the background. And I loved producing. So I didn't have a problem with, working in the background there, helping with conferences, helping with, events at the church, helping to put together shows. That's what I was doing in media. The problem I had was anytime it required me to be in the forefront. Because I didn't want anybody to think like I thought I was like I was taking Jesus' shine, But, as I grew and I matured more.
So who helped you through that process? Because I know that had to be a really hard process, especially listening to you talk about it. You know what I mean? Like who and what helped you through that process?
Honestly, it was trial and error for me.
Okay.
I could not find anybody like myself that looked like me, that wanted to do what I was doing anywhere around me. So even the people that I looked up to in the media that were, Katie Couric was one. It wasn't even Oprah. It was Katie Couric. It was Tom Brokaw. These were media, gurus. And I was trying to see what their personal life was like, I didn't see anyone that looked like me, like a church girl that was doing what I was doing. So it was a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of me making bad decisions, trying to figure it out, what this looks like for me, you know. And so as time evolved, the generation, the times changed, the culture changed. Social media started to come around.
Starting to embrace certain things.
I started to embrace certain things, and I just figured out the fact that if a lawyer can practice law and be a person of faith, you know, I can do what I'm doing as a person of faith.
Absolutely.
And not only can I do it, it's nothing wrong with me actually being a voice.
Absolutely.
A voice for God. We all should be. And it just so happens that my voice has cameras around me. And it's no different than a lawyer that is in a courtroom.
That is so
And so I had to be comfortable with that, because there are a lot of people who want to work in this industry because they do want to get in the front of the camera for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reasons.
But I actually love to share stories. I actually love to share other people's stories. I actually love to give right information. I actually love to communicate with people. So my reason for, you know, coming into that
platform
was
the right
totally
way.
different.
Yeah.
So once I figured out it was okay to be me, do what I'm doing.
But not just that, it's okay to make mistakes.
Absolutely.
Go through the trial and error, because that's what makes you stronger.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes you stronger.
I mean, when I say I was like, I'm never doing media again because I want Jesus' name great. And one day, you know, somebody said, yeah, well, if he needs your voice to do it.
Yeah, that's so true. That's the aha moment. That's true.
So I was like, oh, so really I can do that? And so, you know, those mistakes, like I said, and me trying to figure out what that looks like on this side, it definitely shaped me, and it helped build my confidence for where I am now today. So no one can really come at me from that era like, oh, she just wants to be in the front. That doesn't work for me anymore, because I know what I'm called to do. I know that
your foundation is solid now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only do I have the foundation, but I have the experience. I put my time in. This is not just social media, wake up, put a camera in your face. This is being behind those cameras.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I truly understand. I can identify with that wholeheartedly. So I applaud you for that. And I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
For sure. So talk to me about your talk show.
Okay.
Go Girls Rock.
Go Girls Rock.
I absolutely love that. So what is your platform designed to do? What is it about?
My platform is designed to share inspiring stories from women of faith who are doing amazing things in their careers and their businesses.
I love that.
I wanted to create a platform that spotlighted, you know, women who truly were Christian women. I'm just going to be really honest and really frank about it. My niche is my platform is for Christian women.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and for a while I had so many people try to talk me out of that. But everybody else is, you know, carved out their niche, and they're doing what they do with boldness, and that's what I wanted to do.
Because for you, it's for you.
It's for me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And lots of times, you know, so many women who are really wholeheartedly devout Christians living for God, they are not the ones that are being cast on shows.
That's true.
They're not the ones who we hear a whole lot about in the forefront in the media. And so
this is why we have to greenlight our own projects.
You have to, because I wanted control of my narrative. I wanted control of my narrative, and I wanted women to feel okay about talking about God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and everything else if they want to on my show.
Amen.
And what part that played in their success, whether it's them in the health field, whether it's them in the law, whether it's whatever field, education. I wanted them to feel comfortable with saying, this is where God, the Spirit, you know, all these things, this is where they came into play in my life. Because like I said, remember, I didn't have that woman for me. So I need other young women who are coming up. I need women to be able to see this lived out in other fields, in other career fields. I need them to be able to see women doing amazing things that are not every day quoting scriptures and saying, would you please open up your Bibles, and
Yes. Relatable
Yeah.
in today's time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what my platform is for.
I
And
absolutely love that.
I'm just happy that at this place in my life, at this age, I'm 45. So at this point in my life, I'm strong enough to step out in that area and do it from a place of excellence. So
That part.
that's what Go Girls Rock is all about.
That's my motto, quality and excellence.
Excellence.
I absolutely love that. So with that being said, who or what would you say is your inspiration?
Who or what would I say is my inspiration? Paula Ferris. I don't know if you know her.
I'm not familiar. Educate us.
Paula Ferris, she was an anchor and a reporter who works for a very popular one on network TV for NBC.
Okay.
Paula Ferris rose to the top of her career. In this industry, you start from the bottom, you go to the top, and your dream job is to be an anchor.
Okay.
And so when she became anchor, she had the top show doing her thing and everything. But as a woman of faith, she knew that she did not have control of the narrative of what she wanted to do.
That part.
So
yeah.
she left a #1 rated show, started her own show, podcast and TV show.
Wow.
And it is #1.
Wow.
And when I saw that she could do that, her
can't
job
too.
was my dream job. So then, you know what?
Right. She
Now
exceeded that.
I'm done with it. If
Took it
she
to another
left,
level. Yeah.
then I came to a full stop. Like, okay, that's not it. Where I was going from the beginning is where it is to do what we're doing, do what you're doing.
Right.
Take that step, take control of the narrative, and I just believe that I can impact more lives that way.
You can.
I can impact
You
more.
definitely can.
And so it's going to be Paula Ferris, and I mean, I read her book, and when I read her book, I was like, that's it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's it. I need nothing further, just to see that she actually believed in herself, believed what God had shown her about herself, and believed that with him, she can do
Anything is
it.
possible.
And I said, okay, as long as I got God and my husband and my kids,
That's it.
we're about to roll.
Well, that's the biggest thing. You
Yeah.
have to have that belief within yourself.
You
Even
do.
if no one else believes, even if no one else really sees or understands your vision, it's your vision. But it comes from the belief within. So
You
if you
have to
have
have
that, then that's where for me, that's where your motivation comes from.
Yeah, that's what keeps you showing up.
Absolutely.
Season after season after
Season
season.
after season. Amen.
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe.
So with that being said, who would you say you want to interview next? Like, who's next on your list that you haven't had a chance to sit and talk with and feature?
So I have like this rule about my show. I don't want any celebrities.
Okay.
So it's the everyday woman. I have so many women that have submit that want to be on my show. That everyday women that I want to just keep on spotlighting the woman that nobody knows.
That part.
There are so many people that I would have said that I had a dream to interview before, but they have so many opportunities and platforms everywhere.
That's true.
And
That
so
is
I
true.
did not want to use my platform to interview people that everybody is always being seen. I wanted to make it specifically for those that nobody knows her name.
Same
And then
here.
I use
Yeah.
that platform and use my influence so that people will know who she is and what she does. So
I love that.
it's just the everyday woman.
I love it.
It's
it's
that's
important.
doing it. Yes.
It's important.
Yes.
For sure. So I know you said you're one of the executive producers on your team. So since your platform and your goal and your target is to highlight everyday women, how do you go about soliciting the folks to be on your show? Do you do some of it yourself? Do you have a team for that?
So it was pretty easy once I made the announcement that I was doing my show. Based off my experience in television, I knew the process of what I needed to do in order to
Gotcha.
build the audience for my show. And so the first thing for me was my first season, they had to be handpicked. And they were handpicked from experience that I had previously with other women.
Okay.
And so shooting my first season, my first pilot, before I could even, really get done with that. I had so many other submissions from other women that have been submitted. What they do, I do have created a marketing reel where I just invited everyday women to submit via email.
Okay.
And so, which I have so many emails.
I'm sure. Yeah. I can relate.
And so each woman is vetted. And that vetting process is very important because our platforms we have to guard our platforms. So, the vetting process it goes from me to several other people. And, we go onto your social media.
Absolutely.
We go onto your Facebook. We're going, and not just other people, but so am I.
Right.
Because it's very important that I protect the brand and I protect the message of the brand. So not only me, I have a team of different people that once they're submitted, that I have several people go through. We go through your business. We do all of that.
I appreciate that.
We do it
for sure.
Because, like I said, we have to make sure we protect the message, of the brand, and I protect the brand,
right?
And the integrity of it. So
no, it definitely has to align, and you definitely have to protect the brand. So I truly appreciate that. So we're running out of time.
Okay.
So tell everybody what your social media handles are.
My social media handle is I am just Tomika on IG, and it is Tomika Jackson on Facebook.
Thank you, Miss Tomika. So I want to thank everyone. You guys have been amazing tonight. I want to thank my studio audience. I want to thank my guests, Mr. Eddie Van, Miss Tyra Levone, and Miss Tomika Jackson. I also want to say thank you to everyone who continues to support me. You guys have a great night. Do you or anyone you know have a business or a brand you want to promote? Would you like to be a guest or be a part of our studio audience? If so, contact us at thechelleyroyshow@gmail.com or contact us on Instagram at The Chelley Roy Show. Can't wait to hear from you guys.